Let's bring in NBC's Richard Engel, who's been covering all of this. Richard, what's your read-in on what we're seeing play out tonight?
Well, we're just getting an indication of the scale from that statement from Prime Minister Netanyahu. He said that dozens of Israeli Air Force jets were involved, that they struck dozens of targets across Iran, including nuclear sites. It was described as a first wave. No indication if there will be second or third or fourth waves, but clearly a widespread attack, multiple locations across Iran, including targeting the nuclear facilities. I was in Iran recently on two fairly extended trips, and I can tell you this is something that Iranian officials were worried about. It was something that Iranian officials were cautioning against. They were hoping that there would be some sort of at least framework deal with the Trump administration that could avoid this. I spoke to senior Iranian officials who told me repeatedly that they thought the negotiations were going well, but that they were worried about an action by Israel, either political sabotage or their worst concern, their worst fear was some sort of direct military action, which Prime Minister Netanyahu said has just taken place and has just taken place on quite a wide scale.
Yeah, Richard, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm still struck, in fact, when I first heard this was happening, I thought of your latest reports from Tehran and some of the glimpses into the life there that you showed, and what seemed like some, I don't know, yearning for normalcy in terms of the relationship with the United States. It did seem like we were seeing possibly some progress between Iranian officials and maybe the Trump administration. What is this going to do to that entire dynamic?
There had been a lot of optimism in Iran on a popular level and on a government level. On a popular level, people in Iran who I spoke to and did two back-to-back trips to Iran did not want a conflict. They did not want a war. They did not want an escalation with Israel. Did not want one with the United States. They were hoping to find an agreement that would lift sanctions, that would lift travel restrictions on Iranians. They were optimistic. While I was there, the currency in Iran was getting stronger because they were hopeful that there would be some sort of agreement, because President Trump has issued positive statement, encouraging statement after encouraging statement, except this week when he said he was somewhat less encouraged that there would be a deal. But it was that was the anomaly. Up until now, they'd heard very encouraging statements from President Trump. So on a popular level, they were braced not for conflict, but for the possibility of a peace deal. On a government level, the government also wanted an agreement. The government said that to me numerous times, but they had a disagreement, a fundamental disagreement about the issue of enriching uranium. But there was a negotiation process underway, and Iranians hoped that they would find some sort of compromise solution with talks continuing, as you just mentioned, or set to continue this Sunday. But it's unclear at this stage if those talks will continue. Seems unlikely that they would continue, but perhaps this adds more urgency to the talks. But from two recent trips, Scotty, from a popular level and from a government level, I got the clear impression that this was a step that Iran was very anxious to avoid.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.